What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're going to do some mobility drills today using a foam roller and a lacrosse ball. So if you watched the other video, you saw where we did a lot of movement mobility. This is really going to help to mobilize the soft tissues, make that tissue more supple to allow you to get into some of these positions better. So I'm going to show you a real quick full body foam rolling routine for self-myofascial release. It's going to feel a little painful, but oh so good. So I have my beautiful assistant Jennifer here. She's going to demonstrate all of this. We're going to start with the feet and we're going to work upstream throughout our entire body. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start downstream right at the bottom of the foot. Now, I probably will do this later, but we could do an entire video just on the feet. But I want to get you started. Normally you'll do this in the standing position, but we're doing it kneeling so we can stay in frame. So the first thing you're going to do is just take a lacrosse ball and you're going to put it right underneath your foot. And then what you're going to do, you usually do this while you're standing, but maybe if you're beginning, you might need to do it while you're kneeling if you can't deal with the pressure. And then you're just going to roll the ball back and forth on your foot. And really what you're trying to do is mobilize. You have 33 articulations in your foot. So you're trying to mobilize all of those articulations and get everything moving and have the dexterity, the same thing that you would do with your hands and your fingers. Then once you do that for a while, you're going to get it right on the ball of the foot, right around there, and you're going to use the other foot or your hand, and you're going to put your heel down, and then you're going to stretch the toes and fold them over the ball and really try to stretch that fascia on the top part of your foot. And this feels fantastic. Start slow because you're going to be sore. Then after we start with the feet, then we're going to work up through the lower leg, upper leg, and then through the spine. So the first thing we're going to do with the foam roller is we're going to work on the calf. So you're going to go on your back, and here's the thing, guys. This is going to be a workout because you have to use decent upper body strength and core to move yourself around in these positions. So we're going to work along the muscle, and then we're also going to work across the muscle. So it's really good to do some cross friction work as well as work along the length of the muscle striations. So you're going to put one calf over the foam roller. You're going to put the other leg on top, and then you're going to use all that strength and lift yourself off the ground, and then you're just going to roll back and forth here. You can even get into the Achilles a little bit and then roll back and forth and kind of pin that tissue and roll over it. Then you can go forward again, and then you may need to walk your hands a little closer so you can get more weight there. So walk your hands forward a little bit and then lift up, and then right there, really get into it. Roll on the outside back and forth, roll on the inside back and forth, and really just work on getting all those tissues mobilized in your calf. This is a great one. Next one is you're going to turn around so you're face down, and we're going to start with the left leg here. And we're going to work on doing the quadriceps. So go ahead right on there. You'll usually bring the other leg around to the outside of it or over it. Depends how deep you want to get. Then you want to roll over the middle. So the right there, that rectus femoris, right there down the center. And then you want to do is roll on the outside, and then you're getting on vastus lateralis on the outside, and then the medialis you can get on the inside as well. Roll on the inside a little bit. There you go. And then roll that as well, back and forth, really getting in those tissues. Then you can stop if you find a sore spot and rotate over it. If you have somebody that loves you but also kind of hates you, have them kind of press on it and give it a little bit of extra pressure in there so you get a little deeper in the muscle. Here's the thing that a lot of people do wrong with the foam roller though, is they try to beat their muscle up like crazy. You don't want to do that. You don't need to. And here's the thing, you could actually do more harm than good if you're beating up the muscle too much, because that can create too much inflammation. We want just a little bit to move the lymph around, to remove some of those adhesions in the fascia, and then also to produce a tiny bit of inflammation so then your body can heal and recover, and we're flushing those tissues out. Then after you do that, then you'll get on the glutes. So I know we talked about the glutes before using the lacrosse ball, but you can use it using this as well. So let's get on there using the glutes. So we'll use your right glute on here, facing that way. And so sit on here. That's it. And then put this leg over this leg. Angle it more, like a dude. There you go. And then roll a little bit, and then find that spot and just kind of roll in there. And then you can kind of rub around that area and go back and forth. If you have a roller too that has nodules on it or knobs on it, that's pretty cool too for getting into the tissues. Then where we're going to move to here is we're going to move to the spine. So you're going to lay on your back. And then from here, here's the key with this one. You want to keep the back slightly rounded, so almost like you're doing a crunch. And then when you're down low, when you're down here, you come back, drop the hips down, lift up higher so you don't slide off. And then when you go down, as you go down, you lift your hips up so you go and put more pressure on your upper back. So you kind of rock back and forth. And you're going to feel this in your core when you do it like this. And you also want to hug yourself a bit more. And what that does is that removes the scapula away. And then you really just get that tissue in there. Then once you do that for a while, you can go all the way down. Nope, keep your butt up and go down so it's all the way in your traps. Lift up high. This one you might need to angle a little bit, but you want to really work on getting in your traps. I like to get in there on an angle and lift up real high and roll right on the top of my traps. That's one that is very much needed, especially now when we're sitting a lot like this. Our traps get real tight. Good. And then what you're going to do from there is you're going to roll 45 degrees onto your side. Arm's going to go overhead. Yep. And then you're going to lift up and roll here. Usually this is really tender for people. This gets into teres minor, teres major, latissimus dorsi. Even if you roll over even a little bit more, you might get a little bit of serratus anterior as well with this. This one's really, really good though. And it's going to free you up a lot if you do this one. It's going to free up your upper body quite a bit. Awesome. And then the last one, you're just going to lay on your back again. And you don't want to do this one in the beginning. You want to wait till you're warm. But you keep your butt down, hands overhead, and then try to extend your thoracic spine over it while keeping your butt down. So keep your butt down. And now roll back slowly, keeping your butt down. Yeah, there you go. And you get nice extension through in there. And you may feel a couple of audibles with that. You don't want to force it, but if you hear a couple of them, that's okay. Then the last thing we're going to do, take the foam roller away, and we're going to use this lacrosse ball. And you can use this on your butt, so doing the same thing that we did with the foam roller. But I want to show, okay, go ahead and show that one first. That one you get more isolated. It gets in there more point specific. And you want to work on glute med, piriformis, right in that kind of corner of the hip, back corner of the hip. Then another thing you want to do is you want to get your tensor fascia lata, or your TFL. That's going to be this chunk of muscle right in here. So it's, if you find the bone right across here on your hip and you go to the front here and you split that difference, that's right around where your TFL is. It's a little chunk of muscle. You have something called the IT band that attaches to the TFL and to the glute med. And that TFL is a real strong piece of tendon. And it doesn't stretch. They found that they applied, I think it was something like 1,000 or 2,000 pounds of stretch to it. It didn't stretch at all until it hit a point and it snapped. So we're not stretching the IT band. What we want to do is when we loosen up our glute med and our TFL, then that IT band can calm down. So that's where we want to get. So you're going to find that chunk right in there and you're going to lay down on it and just find that spot and dig into that tissue. It's a little muscle. So you're just kind of going just like this, little motions back and forth and then side to side to get in there and get that loosened up. If you're having knee issues or hip issues, releasing that thing makes a huge difference. And then one more, actually two more, we're going to do the chest. So we don't need to show this one, but you're going to lay down and put it right there at the top corner of your pec, and then down a little bit lower here, and you're going to roll around on that. Be careful that you're not doing this with your shoulder. Let that shoulder relax and use your body to move it around. One last thing, and this gets really, really tight on people, is the posterior deltoid, or the posterior aspect of their shoulder. So we want to release that. So for this one, you're going to put that down. You're going to go right on your side with your arm up at 90 degrees. So we'll show it forward and then we'll show it backwards. So for this one, you're going to be right at 90 degrees like that. And then even the arm can go like that and get that under more, and there. Then you want to get that and really dig into those tissues in the back of the shoulder. That's really good. That helps a lot with impingement as well. So that's the same direction. You want to turn around the other way.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is great as well. So just such a great full body soft tissue release. There's probably a few more muscles that you could work on, but if you could just do 10 minutes of this, it's going to make a huge difference. A lot of people have been asking us about foam rollers and lacrosse balls and how to do some of this stuff yourself. So I hope that this was really helpful for you. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions about any of these movements, let us know. But you do it, you're going to work up a sweat. It's a great little warm-up, not just to loosen up your tissues, but you're going to engage a lot of your core musculature as well, just getting into these positions and moving around in these positions. So take good care of yourselves. Home care is incredibly important. It's going to maximize the results that you get here in the office with the adjustments, and we want to see you guys get amazing results. So keep it up and reach out to us if you have any questions. Take care, and we'll see you soon.